everyone, welcome back to my channel, She Plans, She Budgets. In today's video, we'll be closing out my budget for the month of December, so let's get started. Alright, just want to quickly mention that there is some construction going on outside. If you do hear any background noise, I do apologize for that. So let's go ahead and dive into this video. So like I mentioned, we will be closing out the month of December. Basically, my December videos got cut short because I did get sick towards the end of the month. I am back to normal health now outside of a cough, so I will try to edit those out of this video. But anyway, as you guys can see, I did have quite a few expenses. I believe the only weekly check-in video we had was week 1 and maybe week 2. I think week 2 got posted. I kind of don't remember. But we're going to just go ahead and look at my expenses briefly. So as we can see, I did have a total of 7 no spend days for the entire month. Here, there, here, and here. And then these are the expense trackers that I'm using, or that I use for this month. They're all from Erica Life Vlogs, and her shop is linked down below, as well as the no spend stickers. These ones are from Romina Rosa and I believe Mojo Cuts. And they should be linked down below as well. Anywho, so basically for cash envelopes, that consists of gasoline, groceries, and laundry. So I did spend money on both things, gasoline, groceries, and that's actually it, not laundry, this month. And then for spending, most of, if not all of the money went to eating out. So y'all already know my issue with, or I should say struggle with, eating out. Sinking funds, you know, Christmas was the hot thing of the month, so mostly these expenses was from my Christmas category. I also use miscellaneous, home projects, self-care, and various other categories, including car insurance, because that premium was due this month for the next 6 months. So yeah, I had quite a few transactions this month. No unbudgeted, which is always the goal, and it's always a good thing to not have any unbudgeted expenses, but you know, I did spend a lot this month. Also, I wanted to just quickly mention I did have 3 extra debt snowball payments. So $20 took place in week 2 or 1, and then in week 3 I had an extra debt payment of $9.59, and then week 4, which was from paycheck number 2, I paid off $450 with 55 cents. So just wanted to give you a quick overall for the month of December, but now we can just take a look into the details. This is the expense tracker that I use to keep track of all of my transactions for each category, and I needed to use 2 pages this month. All right, and then this is the December monthly budget sheet that we start each month with, and we're going to go over all of the actuals, but we're going to come back to this page. So looking over here for my weekly expenses, so like I mentioned, I believe we went over weeks 1 and 2 together, and then in week 3, these are the numbers for that week. Week 4, there was really nothing significant going on, and then this right here, instead of a week 5, it was a results. So for the entire month, these are the numbers that I added in for the month, minus the sinking funds. This is including what I started with, because sinking funds rolls over every month. And then this is the total that I spent for the month based off what I added, and this is what I was left with for each category. So gasoline had $40 left over, groceries had $100, laundry had $30, personal spending had $55.98, and sinking funds had $1,707, and nothing was unbudgeted. So I'm grabbing my A6 binder from Amazon that holds my cash envelopes, just to go over the cash envelopes with you. I do have this binder linked down below from Amazon, and I also wanted to mention that I recently purchased some prop money, which is what I have in my envelopes right now, because since we're like well into January, the money that was rolled over from December into January for my cash envelopes has been spent. So I just have the prop money in here to represent what was, you know, left over from December. And you'll see in my January videos in the weekly check-in, you know, what I did with the money, if I spent it or rolled it into something else. So gasoline had $40 at the end of the month. Groceries had $100. Okay, and then laundry had $30. So a 10 and a 20. Okay, and then personal spending, again, it had $55.98. That is a cashless envelope, so that money is kept in the bank and I use my debit card. And then for all of my sinking funds, we will count this up because that should total the $1,707, but I'm going to count that with you guys on a different page. So you guys know that I like to use this page to count each sinking fund when I'm going through my weekly check-ins, just so we can verify each category has the right amount and that the overall totals equals what we should have left over remaining each week. All right, so these are the numbers we're going to verify on the sinking funds page. All right, real quick, this is Paycheck 1. I did upload a budget breakdown as well as a final breakdown, 2 separate videos when I did my cash stuffing, so that you guys can see what I was budgeting for and what actually happened. So these 2 videos have been posted, so feel free to check that out. This is the amount that I was able to save from this paycheck and, you know, what I got and all. So this video was posted. Paycheck 2 did not get posted for the budget or the results video, so we can go over this real quick. So basically what I ended up getting was $29.29.83 from paycheck number 2. I did have some leftover change on my account of $3.76. That was because of the online purchases I was making with my sinking fund, so I had some change left over. So these are the final expenses for my bills. I paid my mortgage, my cable and internet bill with Verizon, my cell phone bill with T-Mobile, and my utilities bill. And then for variable, I did give myself $250, and I also had my last savings of $1,268.58, so that I can now resume paying off debt because I hit my savings goal that I was trying to achieve. So with that all broken down, I was able to throw $450.55 towards a debt snowball payment from this paycheck. All right, so now here we are for my sinking funds. As you guys can see, these are all the transactions that took place in the month of December, and most of them was for Christmas since it was the holiday season. And so now we can just go over the sinking funds amounts in each envelope just to verify that all of this is there, and it should total the $1,707. I did make in red the total amount that was spent just so it's easier to see. So these are the amounts that was spent out of each category this month. So back to my sinking funds. I just want to make sure I'm still in frame, and I think I'll zoom in just a little just so it's easier for you all to see. All right, so self-care should have $8, and it has 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so we know that is correct. Pets should have $30, and it has 20, 25, and 30. Car maintenance should have $1,000, and I am using a 1K slip. I did recently purchase 1K slips as well, along with the other prop money, just so you know, it's easier to have the month or, you know, representation in your envelopes versus having so much cash in your envelopes. And I did have a different 1K slip in here that I made, but I decided to switch it over to this one because I just liked it better. And I put a little sticker from Mariposa or Mariposa on Etsy, from Etsy on here, just because I rarely use these stickers, and it was like better to look at her than, you know, Franklin. Nothing against Franklin, but you know, I just wanted to use my sticker. So I have the $1,000 K-slip, and the money is in my savings in the bank. So next is home projects, and I should have $300 in there. So I have the $300 from home projects, and then the next two, gifts and miscellaneous, are both empty, so those are 0. And then for my blue binder, same place, Amazon, link down below. I have subscriptions, which should have $110. And this bill will be due next month in February. So I have 50, 100, 105, 110. So that is all good. And then for my water bill, which was sitting at $213, that bill was due today, actually, on January 10th. So I did already deposit the real money, but I did the transaction last week, so this has the prop money, because obviously for December it should have still been in here. So the prop money is in here for now because the bill was due today, so I had to pay it. So this is 100, 150, 200, 205, 210, 211, 212, and 213. So there was 213 remaining in here as of the end of December, but since it's January, I had to make the payment. Car insurance is empty, and then vets and grooming should have the $46, which will total the $1707. So this is 20, 40, 45, and 46. All right, so Christmas is empty, and so is this one. And that is everything for my sinking funds. All right, so that is now complete. All right, so if you guys caught my last video, that was my debt tracker update for the month of December. You guys know that I made a $480 payment with 14 cents, which left my ending balance for the month at $6,319.86. So I did mention my plan for paying off this last loan for 2022, so feel free to check out that video, and I will have it linked down below. All right, so last but not least is my Christmas budget, and for this I just wanted to go over my numbers really quick. All right, so basically Christmas didn't go exactly as planned, but for the most part did pretty good. So I wanted to start on the variable expense side. As you guys know, my goal for my Christmas sinking fund was $1,200, and I was able to achieve that. So for my variable expenses, the goal was to only spend $100 on food, and I actually ended up spending, got the red pen out, I ended up spending $213. And my excuse for this outrageous over budgetness was I was in the holiday spirit, give myself grace, just take it easy, enjoy the holidays, not worry about cooking, because this mostly was like eating out. So that was my excuse, and yeah, I just went with the flow for the month of December. So for decorations, I did mention in my original budget video for this Christmas fund that $400 is outrageous, I know. And basically I made the budget $400 because I started spending the money before I did my budget video, and because of where I was at with the decorations, I was like, okay, well, just gonna make it $400 because I went a little crazy this year. So for total decorations, out of that $400, I ended up spending $332. So I did have a little bit left over, so, but obviously that went to food because food, I was just being ridiculous. Anyway, next for miscellaneous, I budgeted $25, but I only ended up spending $12. on Miscellaneous, so there was a little left over as well, but again, it went towards food. So in total for this section, out of $525 that was budgeted, I ended up spending 500. Well, let me write that in red as well, actually. So I ended up spending $557, which was $32 over budget, so that's not too bad, but obviously it came from this section. So let's see who had to bite the bullet from gifts. All right, so for gifts for others, this is when I normally just buy gift cards for family members. I just take the pressure off myself of having to think of specific gifts for each person, so I just do gift cards, and I get the gift cards from my bank because they don't charge you the activation fee, since, you know, I'm a customer. So I like to do that. So they didn't bite the bullet, so they got all of their, so the total of gift cards equaled $225 for the 9 people I got gifts for. And then for my boyfriend, his amount was $225, and he also got the full amount, $225. So now we can see who bit the bullet, which was me. Out of $225, I was able to spend $193 on myself because I had to make up that extra $32 spent in this category. So for a total, that is $225 plus $225 plus $193 equals $643. All right, so just for a budget breakdown, minus the $643 minus the $557. There was no unbudgeted, which is great. And this should equal 0 because I spent every single dollar, left nothing left over. I thought for a slight second that I was going to end with money left over and put it towards debt. But the way my logic was working for the month of December, it said, no, we're not paying debt with the Christmas budget. We're going to use the Christmas budget for Christmas things, even though food should only cover like one day. But I just used the excuse of it's the Christmas season. It's the season. You know what I mean? Not Christmas Day, it's the Christmas season. So all season long from November 1st to December 31st, Christmas season, I had to spend my money accordingly. So no, there was no leftover. So there was a 0 base budget over here for the Christmas budget. And that's okay, because this is what I saved the money for, the $1,200, and I spent it accordingly. Next year, the goal is to stay within the food budget, whatever it turns out to be for next year. And for decorations, I'm not going to do this again. I was wilding out in the stores. This $400 or $332, ridiculous. So I just wanted to say, you guys do not follow after me, because this is a bad example for budgeting. I mean, luckily I didn't go over with like unbudgeted expenses, and like this number isn't higher than the $1,200 that I saved. So definitely try not to go into debt for Christmas, but it's also good if you stay with, you know, stay within your budget. But whatever, at least I didn't go into debt, so that's always great. All right, so that was the last page for this budget. So we closed out all of this, and the only thing we have to discuss is the final numbers for the month, because we talked about this shortly and we also talked about this. All right, so let's just close this out real quick and then we can wrap up, because I see I've been rambling for a little bit, so my apologies. So quickly, I'm just going to do my full salary for the month. So 29.83 plus, or I'll just times it by 2. So for income for the month, that was a total of $5,859.66. For car insurance sinking fund, that was the same at $665. Rollover, this rollover is the $20 from gasoline because I did throw that towards debt, and this is rolled over from November, so that is $20 right here. This refund, I did receive a refund of $9.59 from a transaction from December, and I threw that towards debt as well, so I'm just going to write that in as a separate income just so my numbers make sense as far as all of this down here. All right, and I believe that was everything. So let me just go ahead and add the $665 plus the $29.59. All right, so for the month, I was working with $6,554.25. And I'm gonna just go ahead and write that down here, 65, 54, 25. All right, so as we've seen from my paycheck budget, mortgage came in at $548 with 91 cents. Verizon came in at $120 with 42 cents. T-Mobile was $94.19, and utilities was fixed at $201. Car insurance was exactly $663.13. So let me get those totals, the $548.91 plus the $120.42 plus the $94.19 plus the $201 plus the $663.13. All right, my total expenses for fixed is $1,627.65. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and jot that down right here. All right, for my variable expenses, I like to roll over my cash envelopes and sinking funds as well as my spending because I like to do everything according to the pay periods versus the month. So like December is from the 1st to the 31st, obviously, but I like to do my budgets from my first paycheck of December to my first paycheck of January. So that's why I like to roll these numbers over. So I'm just going to write them all in as exact, and hopefully that makes sense. So just to expand on that again, so because my first paycheck in January was on the 7th, I needed this money to last me until January 6th. So that's why everything is going to get rolled over into January. And sinking funds is always rolled over, but cash envelopes gets rolled over until the first paycheck of the next month. And same with spending. I don't think no. This spending that got rolled into savings, that was from the leftover savings from November technically, so I don't need to represent that here because that didn't take place with December's money. All right. And then we know for my debt Snowball, that was a total of $480.14. So let's get these totals. And we're going to do 160 plus 500 plus 230 plus 20, because I missed that, plus 500 plus 480.14 gives me a total of $1,890.14. All right, so we're going to minus the $1,890 with 14 cents. No unbudgeted. So my final result should be the total that I saved for this month. So $65.54.25 minus the $16.27.65 minus the $18.90.14. All right, so that means I was able to save $3,000 $36.46, and that actually looked a little short, and I think I forgot a number. So there is a number I forgot to add on here. If you recall from my, well, it's not in the back so I can't show you, but if you recall from my debt tracker update, I did have that change. Actually, I had it in Paycheck too, so I can show you real quick. I didn't include this $3.76 from the change that went towards debt, because this number should have been 3040. So let me just add plus 376. All right, there we go. So the amount, total amount that went towards savings was $3,040.22. And that was, again, oh, I can fit it in here. So 376, and that was leftover change. And I'm gonna just say plus the 376 there, and then plus the 376 here. Okay. All right, so this is how the month went overall, and I'm so sorry if all of that was not in frame. Jesus. All right, so this is how the whole month went overall. I was able to save the $30.40.22, as well as pay off debt in the amount of $480.14. So all was well for the month of December. So that is everything for today's video. I want to thank you all so much for watching. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below, and I will see you all next time. Bye.